What's up, guys? I'm Mark,
I'm Alex.
and we're Beyond the Real. And we're here to talk about the Snyder Cut
Yep.
of for Justice League. And what do you think about this topic?
Well, there's a lot of things that I feel because I'm honestly a little excited because, I mean, the theatrical version wasn't very impressive.
Yeah.
Honestly don't think Zack Snyder's is gonna be that much better.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what he would have done. But I don't have high expectations for it. But I'm more excited about what this could possibly mean for like the future in terms of like studios, giving, I don't say more power to their directors, but backing them up a little more.
But a little more creative freedom.
Yeah, a little more creative freedom. But in all honesty, I just want to see it. But I'm not overly confident that it's going to be like this super awesome, like 5-star movie by any means.
Yeah. That's what I think a lot of people think right now.
Yeah.
That they're going to get, a movie that is going to be, 10 out of 10 for some reason. And it's like, everybody watched Justice League. We know what that movie is, and that movie didn't deliver. And, Zack Snyder has always said, he's had, there is a cut.
Hold up. I just have to do this. Do the SpongeBob meme. I have a cut. It's finished. Like, you are a liar. You are a liar.
Like, he's been saying this for a while now, and it's like, I knew that wasn't true.
Yeah.
He knew that wasn't true. And it's like, yeah, you have your cut, you have your scenes that you can put together to make a movie, or even, they're talking about a series too, or make your series or whatever, but it's still like, you never had a full completed movie like how you were making it out to be. It was never that, because now, it's cool that the movie is going to get completed and get made, and we'll be able to see it. I still don't have high hopes for it. I still think it's going to be the same thing as Justice League, to be honest with you, just with more scenes that don't make sense with other things. And these scenes are going to mess up things for, movies that were going forward. I don't know what came after that.
After Justice League?
Yeah.
Aquaman. Shazam.
Yeah, like things like that. Maybe they'll make Aquaman make sense or something, because Aquaman, they didn't reference any Justice League moments besides one moment at the beginning when he was talking to Mira.
Yeah.
Mira in the, I guess that's outside the bar, I think. Right outside the bar they were talking.
Yeah, when she shows up and she mentions Steppenwolf, but that's about it.
That's it. And it's like, I feel like this that's going to be released, everybody's going to watch it and they're going to be so disappointed. But, maybe we won't get disappointed. Maybe. Yeah.
Because if anything, I feel like it'll be a more complete story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly don't think it's gonna go anywhere, because I mean, they canceled Zack Snyder a long time ago, so it's not like this is gonna revive his version of the DCEU, because based on the way they're going is they kind of seem like they're making their own. Every movie now is kind of like a standalone movie, kind of, and it's just gonna exist in the same universe, but they're not really gonna, like interact with each other that much.
Like, is there let's just say if this movie does well and then it releases other things, is there a multiverse? What does that mean for Robert Pattinson's Batman? What does that mean for, if they were to make a second Joker film? Where does all this stuff go? I like that DC though is actually, they're making movies and they're coming out with them and they're actually good right now. All the movies that have been coming out are great. They're all great. But it's just, once this gets released, I feel like people are gonna have expectations that Zack Snyder and even WB are not gonna go for. Zack Snyder he'll probably push for it, but WB will probably tell him, no, this was never the plan. We let you do this. We gave you your $30 million, which he's gonna need more than $30 million to finish for the effects, for the music, for everything. There's no way $30 million is gonna cover all that. And then if you have to get actors to come back to do dialogue and to do scenes, because I'm pretty sure Henry Cavill, he'll come back and do a couple scenes for you, but you're gonna have to pay him X amount of money, and that's gonna make that 30 million have to go to 100 million. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of things that I feel like they're having their expectations way too high with this. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer on anything. It's just I'm being a realist, and I just don't want people's expectations to be so high, in my opinion.
I 100% agree, because I'm not trying to alienate people or be judgmental, because if you like Zack Snyder and what he's done with the DC EU, that's fine, but me personally, I feel like some people hold him up way too high. They give him more credit than he actually deserves. But I'm not trying to be a jerk, but in all honesty, I don't think his plan is that good. On paper, it sounds good, but if you look at Man of Steel, which is supposed to be the starting point of his so-called story arc, that was supposed to start at Man of Steel and go all the way up to Justice League Part 2. Man of Steel started, and it was a pretty good movie. And then when BVS happened, I feel like that's really what messed it up, because he was trying to be too serious. He just made Superman just so different than what we're all used to. And then and then come Justice League, rewind. He kills Superman in BVS, and then come Justice League, he revives him, and then it just doesn't make sense as to why you would bring Superman in, kill him in the second movie, already wasting one of Superman's biggest stories ever. That is the death of Superman. It doesn't make sense why you would do that so early. And even with Batman, with him trying to do the Dark Knight Returns, those are some of the biggest stories that you should do way down the line. Once you've already established who your heroes are. But he literally did the Dark Knight Returns in Batman's first appearance in the DCEU, and then he did the death of Superman the second time you ever see the same movie, and the second time you ever see Superman. So I just don't think he was the right person to do it, because even in BVS he shows the nightmare sequence, and he was supposed to expand on that in Justice League, but why? Because I feel like he had good ideas on paper, but I don't feel he executed them correctly or in a way that would match the way, that wouldn't necessarily make sense in the story perspective.
Yeah, because even let's just say he Ben Affleck, I doubt it, comes back. This man had to quit playing Batman because he had personal issues. I don't know how, almost 50. I don't know what age he is exactly, but he can, but it's not his. I guess it's not fitting for the type of guy that he is to work out on a consistent basis to keep that body that he needs for Batman. He has alcohol issues. I think he had problems with his wife. There's multiple things that are going on with him, and it's do you really want it sucks to say, an unreliable actor to play Batman?
An expensive actor too.
An expensive actor too. Yeah, And it's just like, would you really want that? You know, it's cool. You know, I like his take on Batman. It's fine. But when people are saying, because I always hate when I hear people say that he's the greatest Batman that, you know, was ever on the screen. I'm like, how is that even true if he's never had a solo film so we were able to see that? You know, we're not able to see that in any of these movies. It's always team up movies that he was always in Justice League and Batman versus Superman. And in one movie, Batman versus Superman, it's a dark tone, and then in the second movie in Justice League, he's lighthearted for some reason.
He's a completely different character.
Yeah, like it totally it did a 360. It just changed it. And it's, I don't know, it's just, I didn't understand that motive, you know, for Batman to go out there and, you know, in my opinion, to go and find everybody. I feel like Batman, he works by himself. Why is he going out there trying to find Aquaman, trying to find all these heroes to make a team? Batman doesn't make a team. He works alone all the time. I never understood some of the things that were going on within these movies, and I don't know.
And then like even with that, like you've never really, like, to what you were saying earlier about him being the best Batman, like we haven't really seen him interact with like a different, like, anyone from his world, I guess. Mm-hmm. We've really only seen him with like Superman and Wonder Woman, and we've never seen him like interact with. Well, we've seen him interact with Joker, but
like not even really.
He jumped on his car and that's it.
Yeah.
But like you don't see him interact with Joker. He has like a short scene with Gordon, but like you never, with the exception of like Alfred, that's really the only Batman character he interacts with like regularly. And from the team standpoint, like he's a solo guy. He only ever like teams up depending on the circumstances.
If he has to, you know, it's always, if Batman has to team up, he'll do it.
And like the people he does team up with is like people he truly respects, but we know he truly respects them because we see how the reason he respects them, like we see that relationship being built. And like other than that, like I guess if you want to include the Bat family, but he's with them for a completely different reason. Like Damian, you know, is Robin, that's like his son, so of course they're gonna team up. Nightwing, a kid that he basically adopted and like trained. And then even what's her name, Barbara. Even Barbara, like he trained her, he built a relationship with her, so like there's always a reason for his team ups. And then in Justice League, it's kind of just like there's this enemy that I've never heard of is supposed to be attacking the Earth. Hey, Wonder Woman, you want to go build a team or something?
Yeah, it's just it's so out of character, and you know maybe that was Zach's vision, maybe it wasn't. You know, maybe that was more of Josh Whedon, but you know most of the movie, the script, you know, it's there, and it's like if Zack Snyder made that script or had some kind of part in it, or it's his script, because I mean he's directing the film, so it's like I mean, what do you expect to see in the Snyder Cut? You know, what do you really expect? You'll see like little snippets of, you know, the black suit Superman. You'll see Darkseid. You'll see probably some cooler action set pieces. Maybe the movie will be a little darker. Maybe it actually will be. And, you know, it's just, I really don't know what to think about it, because I don't want to get my expectations so high. And, you know, people, I feel like their expectations are at an all-time high right now because they think this movie is going to, I guess, revive the DCEU, which I think is just going to make it worse and more complicated in the long run of things. If this movie only comes out and it's just this movie, okay, you know, HBO Max, it's a good thing for them. They're bringing that in. It's going to bring in more subscribers, which that's what the plan is. And once that happens and the movie's out, if it stays that way, then cool, you know. But if the DCEU is going to continue after that, and it's like, what about Robert Pattinson? What is that going to do? What is?
Yeah, like it doesn't show like where the other pieces are gonna fit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, with Robert Pattinson or the next Aquaman, the next Wonder Woman.
Ezra Miller might
he
might even be recasted. How is that gonna work? You know, like it's a lot of things that are complicated.
Yeah.
You know, at the moment. You know, like I said, he's excited to see it. I'm excited to see it. I'm gonna watch it, and you know, I'm not gonna go in there like, yeah, this is gonna revive everything. I'm not gonna go in with that mindset. I'm just gonna go in, okay, let's see what Zack Snyder's vision actually was. It might suck, it might not suck. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but from the positives that this could bring is like, I mean, I'm just happy that at the end of the day, this guy, Zack Snyder, worked really hard to make something, and it got taken away from him, and now
in a tragic way, it wasn't really his fault. So, but you know.
Yeah, but depending on who you ask, he stepped away or he got fired or whatever. But at the end of the day, this man promised us something, and it got taken away from him, and now it's kind of been given back to him so he can finish it and like show it to us. So I think on a positive note, like that's I guess really what this is all about, and yeah, I just hope it turns out for the best, so that way, like as a fan, you can have some closure. Even for Zack Snyder to have some closure and like finish the vision that he supposedly had.
Yeah.
I think that would be really good. And then even like for the future, like I hope that this also goes on to show that maybe studios will, depending on how well this performs, I hope this opens the door for studios to give their directors or their writers more creative freedom, instead of just having the producers in the studio just constantly like hound them and just be like, oh, well, I think you should do it this way instead of this way. So I hope that the positives outweigh the negatives in terms of releasing the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you know, just hopefully, you know, everything turns out well. And I want to see Zack Snyder's vision. I do want to see it, to see what he thought of, and you know, it might be great. And you know, just hopefully things don't get more complicated. That's all I did. That's all I really have to say on the subject. Now, anything else?
Not really. I think that's pretty much all that we can say about it for now.
Yeah, for now.
With the information we have now, that's about as much as we can say.
Yeah.
Because at this point, all we really know are just rumors. We don't have anything set in stone other than it's going to be released on HBO Max in 2021. We know that for sure.
It might be a 3-hour long movie or a 4-hour long movie.
Yeah.
Or it could be a 6-part miniseries, an hour each, you know, which I think that part's a good idea, to be honest with you.
I just really hope that it's a lot better than that Frankenstein of a movie we got in theaters with conflicting agendas, conflicting stories, scripts. This is going to be more of a pure movie. And I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
Like, we just want a movie that can be entertaining, give us some closure on the story that Zack set up for Man of Steel, and yeah, that's really all we can wish for.
Yeah. Well, that's what we think about the Snyder Cut, guys. I mean, just come back and check back and make sure you subscribe.
Yes. Leave us a like too.
Yeah.
But yeah, just leave us a like.